Okay, apology time. I'm sorry I haven't vlogged in a while. As I told a friend online, Jeremy Smith, I found vlogging to be much more difficult than I anticipated, given the fact that the editing process is so much more difficult than a podcast. Podcast, I just hook the mic up, I just talk, and I just do a quick edit in, edit out, take out any additional problems, and turn around and go at it. Vlogging, different, because you're dealing with the visual component and the audio component and trying to get them all to match up. And plus Premiere is not nearly as quick as when I use Adobe Audition. So all that to say, today I'm going to try to actually edit this movie on iMovie. So let's see how it goes. But I want to take this short moment to A, apologize, and B, talk about something real quick that I know has been buzzing around the internet, and that is Instagram. And the fact they may or may not be changing your Instagram feed to have an algorithm by which the most popular post would appear at the top versus your normal flow of content, which is kind of like in chronological order. Now, a lot of people are saying you should turn on notifications for certain people, and you see various internet celebrities, if you will, or social media experts telling you have to turn off notifications, you have to turn them on. And then you got some people say, whatever you do, don't turn them on, that's bad practice. Well, here's a couple of things I want you to think about, and this is really kind of one big thought I have about anytime these type of things happen. Anytime Twitter makes a change, or Facebook makes a change, Instagram makes a change, we have all these pundits who will come out and say, never do this, or you should always do this. But here's the problem with anytime you get that kind of advice about social media, or any technology for that matter, is that when you're dealing with what we call ones and zeros, you're dealing with a rapidly changing thing. You're dealing with a rapidly changing environment, if you will, okay? So here's one way to think of it. This sunglasses here, these sunglasses, they're made of atoms, okay? Atoms. Atoms don't change a whole lot, okay? We don't have a whole lot of rapid change of atoms and things in the atom-based world. Now, one reason why you don't have a lot of like these changes in stuff like atoms is, to be honest with you, it's a couple things. One, there's just the physical nature of things don't change that rapidly when it comes to atoms. And two, as Peter Thiel states in that book, 0 to 1, is you have a lot of regulation for good reason, for making sure rapid changes like transportation and other things don't rapidly progress too fast without us figuring out what exactly we're doing. However, that's very different when you're dealing with this, okay? When you're dealing with these things right here, these software, if you will, the whole ones and zeros, if you will, okay? When you're dealing with ones and zeros and you're dealing with software, those things move rapid and fast, which is why anytime somebody says to you, you should never, or you should always take that with a grain of salt. And you should always ask yourself, is that really true in all times, in all places, forevermore? And the reality is, it usually is not. Maybe it's advice for good for today, but always hold that advice very loosely, because come tomorrow, things could change again. That's why I'm always wary of making these grand statements of, you should always do this, or you should never do this on social media. Because to be honest with you, by the time you make that statement and those words come out of your mouth, literally 30 days later, something changes, and all of a sudden you have to take all of that back. And honestly, I think it does a disservice to the audience, because a lot of times it makes your audience just kind of go bounce back and forth between all of this advice from all these different people. So if you're thinking about turning on or turning off your Instagram notifications, know that probably in about, who knows, 6 months, a year, you're probably gonna have to do the opposite of what you just did. And that's just the nature of the beast. And that's just the nature of the way social media works. It's rapidly changing fast. I'm going to try to vlog more. I'm going to try to do this better. I promise you I will hopefully update this more as soon as I figure out a faster workflow other than Premiere. So as soon as I get that nailed down, we'll make that happen. Thanks. Bye.